5, 4, 3,
I'm gonna spoil their
2,
ears.
I'm gonna quack.
1. Classic quack. Alright, welcome Tiff. I wasn't sure whether you would be able to make it down today after what you have done the last couple of days. But thanks for coming down.
Yeah, so
This is our first ever video podcast for our podcast. So yeah, we tried very, very hard and we're wearing the Tiffany's
No Chill
t-shirts. Thank you very much for
No problem.
giving us one of these. We wanted to do the video podcast because a lot of the people listening to our podcast were like, hey, you should have a video component to it.
Isaac, you're there, Isaac.
Yeah, a lot of you are, you all know who are. So we try to do this. Hopefully, when you're seeing this means it worked lah. If you're only listening to it and you can't find it on our YouTube means it didn't work lah. Yeah, right. Okay. So So Tiff, I would just want to thank you again for coming down. First of all, what a fucking fight you put on Friday.
Thanks.
Yeah, I don't think even with the loss, right, like your stock went up. I think if anything, your stock probably went up from your performance.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. You know, I realized every time, I only lost twice, but both times I lose, I gain the most fans.
Yeah.
That's what people like to see.
True,
Like,
true.
rising up to the challenge and then doing well.
No, but it was not just that. I think like because when you watch the first fight and you watch the second fight, right, like there was a super big difference in terms of like the way you fought. Like even though
Yeah, for sure.
both almost went the distance, right?
Yeah.
The first one was like the last couple of rounds. It was like kind of
Yeah, it was just like survival.
yeah, you were
survival
punching back
mode.
already.
Yeah.
The second fight, there were a couple of punches you threw in the late round where Xiong took a step back and like she smiled and she said, "Oh shit, game recognized game." Like now she knew.
It's like a defensive, like telling herself.
Like trying to
that
like
she's
shrug
okay,
it off. Yeah.
Yeah. But what a
Yeah.
fucking beast Xiong is also. Like,
Yeah,
could
she is,
keep it up
man.
for
Yeah.
5 rounds. Based on your do you see like when you go against Xiong, like what was your mental prep behind it? Like even though you knew like you lost to her, is there like a psychological barrier when
I wouldn't say so, because after my first loss against Xiong, it was like I did a lot of things after that loss. Like after that loss, I knew that, you know, there were a lot of loopholes in my game. Like that loss made me realize a lot of things, and I kind of have to like take a step back and reevaluate everything. So that's when I started talking to more people. I talked to like Kai Xiong, I talked to Dom. Dom helps me with my wrestling and Major. And yeah, for the past 3 years, I've been, you know, working on all these weaknesses that I found out from that loss. Yeah, so I knew that coming into this fight last Friday, I was already a different fighter, and I knew that, you know, she probably wouldn't expect like the new version of Tiffany, because for the past 2 fights I've only been fighting grapplers, so she doesn't know, you know, coming into this game like how I will fare against a striker. She has no reference point. Yeah.
even the commentator that are usually more pro Evolve fighters, right? They say like
Michael.
I told you, this podcast, right, although the fighters for 1FC can't say shit, right, I will be the first one to stand up
To
for
call
you.
them out.
Yeah, I will call them out for you because I got no affiliation with them. I can say what the fuck I want. Right? And so even the commentator that usually sides with Evolve fighters, right, they say Tiffany Teo is a whole new fighter today.
Yeah.
Right, we heard that. I was like, yeah, that's true. Finally, some recognition, right, for a girl that is, I think,
Actually, Singaporean.
yeah, actually Singaporean, right? Not training in Hawaii and then claiming to be Singaporean, walking out with
here we go.
walking out with a Singaporean flag and saying, I'm Singaporean. But okay. So I think many of your podcasts, like you did some previous podcasts before your fight to promote the fight, and they were mostly about like Tiffany, the MMA fighter, right? I think today, like after the fight, let's talk about like let's just take a chill, talk about Tiffany the person and talk about other shit as well. But usually like after you putting yourself through training camp and a brutal fight, like what do you decide to do after you got out on Monday from the hotel? You got out on Monday from the hotel.
Yeah.
And then what do you decide to do after that? Can you please tell the listeners?
I just went for 2 days run.
2 days, 54 miles in total.
Yeah, so there was this David Goggins challenge. So I've been wanting to do it like during circuit breaker. I heard about it. Yeah, so I actually tagged two of my friends, Jia Wei and Jun Hao, during circuit breaker. So one of them, they actually did it and completed it. Jun Hao,
right.
yeah. So he's an ex-national boxer. Yeah. So after that, even when he completed it, I was like, this crazy guy, man. Like, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah. But I kind of always like been on the back of my mind that I want to give this a try. Yeah. So after quarantine, I felt really well rested because there's nothing much to do. So after Friday, I pretty much just slept.
Well rested. You're bruised up. Your face.
Yeah, but physically, I slept a lot. I felt, there's nothing
Everything
much.
else in your body didn't take too much damage during the
No,
fight.
it was
lah.
just like superficial injuries, like some cuts and bruises. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
But still, people will usually take like a week off or.
Yeah, because I knew that if I put it off, I probably wouldn't do it. It was like a impulsive moment. Like, okay, I'm going to do it now. So I decided that just go for it.
Started
Yeah.
on Tuesday night.
Yeah,
Was
Tuesday
it?
night.
12?
So after I went home, I slept all the way until like 8 p.m. And I woke up and I'm like, all right, let's do this,
I heard
man.
you all slept quite late on Sunday night.
Yeah.
Busy snacking.
7 a.m.
Snacking. Yes, drinks, snacks.
But
Yeah.
what kind of food do they serve you? Because y'all were quarantined where
Shangri-La Hotel, but it's all like bentos, so it's like just 3 meals a day,
yeah.
breakfast, lunch.
so everything else you
dinner.
got can deliver.
Yeah,
in.
you can do Grab, so that was quite chill.
nice.
Yeah.
I wonder what's the Grab bill
Yeah,
back
and
then.
then I see what
Yeah.
Kai Xiong brought in for
Yeah. It's a lot of snacks.
So insane.
Yeah, but I couldn't finish it too much. It was way too much. We overestimated ourselves.
Disappointed.
So you ran 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours.
Yeah, so it's like 12 sets of 4 miles.
And then the 4 hours in between sets is inclusive of that run that you are doing,
Yes,
right? So if you
yes.
take 3 hours to run 4 miles, you only have
Yeah.
1 hour
Yeah,
rest
1 hour
before
to-
the next.
Shower
Yes,
to
yes,
eat, to
yeah.
refill.
yeah.
So you took about 40 to 50 minutes for the formal.
Yeah,
And
about
then you
40-ish.
also
Yeah.
did-
Actually, that's an impressive pace.
Yeah,
That's
but
not
there
easy
was halfway mark. I felt it. So at first I was like, this is quite chill. Like I can do more. I was telling him, I was messaging him like, it's quite easy. Like then the sixth set, I felt it. I was like aching everywhere. I was like, I couldn't run. The sixth set I had to walk.
I'm going to do
For
a
the
search
whole-
of what is 48 miles in kilometers. Do you know?
It's 2
I
marathons. It's
know.
almost 2
For
marathons.
4 miles is about 6.5 km.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
48 miles to KM. Let me Google
Like
this.
70-ish, I guess.
Oh, it's 77 km. So it's almost 2 full marathons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least-
Hey,
yeah.
you ran 2 full marathons
Yeah.
in.
in 48 hours. And then she did like double sets twice.
Oh yeah, the last set I did double set.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
instead of 48 hours.
So I did 52 total.
yeah.
Like halfway through like set 6, set 7, do you like ask yourself, what the fuck did I even sign
Yeah,
up for?
I was like, damn, I regret doing this now.
Yeah, but you put it out there.
Yeah, I was like, but I post on IG, I come back out
You
now.
cannot back out now.
Your,
Yeah.
your demons came calling.
Yeah.
So that's the
Yeah.
positive side of
yeah. I gotta be accountable. Yeah.
Yeah. So then do you do like anything for recovery? Like besides, I know now you are not eating clean. Like even those fruits over there, you don't even want to eat.
I tried the mangoes, it's not bad.
Yeah, the mangoes. It's mango season, guys. Go get some mangoes. It's fucking awesome. All the mangoes are really damn good. So do you do anything for, like, because a training camp can be quite brutal on your body, diet and strength
Yeah.
and conditioning. Like, now you just like take a step back, relax,
Yeah,
let your body
I'm
recover.
just like sleeping a lot, just resting up. I feel like sleep is the best recovery.
Yeah, because you haven't been sleeping for the past 48 hours.
Yeah, do you get any sleep in between sets?
Like power nap, it's hard to really sleep because I don't want to go into deep sleep also because I scared I cannot wake up for the next set. Yeah, so it's all like 1.5 hours at most.
That's insane. Can you
Yeah.
imagine I guess the hardest part is
It's the sleep,
getting
man.
up from that sleep.
Yeah, it is. It's the
I
sleep.
was doing my pull-ups, right? So I'm doing like 100 pull-ups every day for 30 days. And then he sent me, as I was doing the pull-ups, he sent me what Tiff is doing. He said like, what the fuck, look at Tiff. Then as I was doing the pull-ups, like, wow, I felt like
have to do 200
absolutely
reps.
ass. Yeah. So on that night, right, I decided, okay, fuck it. To make myself feel a little bit better, I do 150 pull-ups.
Nice.
Like at least I accomplished, like
Yeah.
pulling a bit closer, right? But then that's the thing, right? Like you always watch people's Insta story, then you like, oh shit, this person is doing this. Maybe I should
push a bit
push yourself
harder,
a little bit
yeah.
harder. I think that's the benefit of social media, lah, right?
True.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Short.
not bad. It's like
Yeah.
put it out there, people have to put you.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
In the end, you have to
Like, be accountable,
yeah, be
pretty much.
accountable. for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I always wonder, like, fighters, how do they how do you recover from a brutal training camp?
After
Yeah.
a fight, I don't know. I just see most fighters just eat their hearts out, like drink their hearts out.
But that's usually for like the winners, like they don't take much damage. But those people that take on full on damage, tearing ligaments and shit.
Oh yeah, but I'm glad I haven't been on that side of the. Yeah, that would be brutal, man. Yeah.
I think okay. Oh yeah, on that point, I think now is a perfect time for me and Kayan to go through to bring you like our first ever advertisement or sponsor for our podcast. And our podcast is actually, this episode of the podcast is brought to you by Black Hat Movement. He's Jared, the founder, was on our podcast maybe 2 episodes ago. And so, he sponsored us and gave us a couple of equipment that we want to show you.
Amazing.
And so if the video goes up on YouTube, you can actually see Kyle holding a mace now. So for all of you that do not know what a mace is, this is the heavy portion of the mace. This is a 4 kg mace, by the way.
Nice.
It feels like 8 at least. And then you swing the mace in different angles to...
I think it's quite hard to swing here. No space.
You fuck up the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the mace. And you can also get one of these things.
Have you ever used these?
No, I haven't, but I've seen Jay's Insta story.
Yeah, so this
it's quite cool.
you can take...
It's like connect with the bottle, right?
Connect to a bottle, and then it becomes a club. I'm not gonna do it now, but yeah. So with him sponsoring it, if you are listening and you are interested in what Jay does, you can visit his YouTube page to have a better idea of what kind of exercises he will promote. And follow him on Instagram, DM him on Instagram, and then he will give you a free body analysis and also tips on how to different exercises that can help you prolong yourself and feel better about yourself, right? Like a lot of us go to the gym, we do strength conditioning, but at the end of the day, we feel like shit. I think because sometimes we do things wrongly and sometimes we need a little bit of guidance. So yeah, hit Black Hat Movement up on Instagram. I'll put a description in the
Caption.
Swipe up.
the YouTube video, and then I'll also put it in the description of Spotify. Wow, that was a brain fart right there. Yeah. Okay, so yeah. That's it with our sponsor. Oh, I'm so excited. We got a sponsor for this podcast, but also at the same time, like me and Kayong, we didn't want to take on sponsors that we didn't really like believe in. Some people they do sponsors, they never even try the product, they never try anything. They just say, "Oh yeah, you see this skincare product is fucking awesome." Sis, you just literally got it today. So yeah, but this is something that me and Kayong have actually tried for the last couple of weeks. Kayong has been doing it for a couple of months, right?
On off.
Yeah, and he sees the benefit also. So excited to have that as our sponsor. All right, back to the podcast. Business as usual on the podcast.
So you were saying like, because I think what I was so curious about is like, do you think it's healthy? Like, you know how fighters have to diet and then they have to water load and all these kind of things for a fight. Then after that, they just go wild and they eat.
Yeah, it's super unhealthy, to be honest.
How much weight do you cut usually for a fight?
Usually fight week I'll be walking around like 59, 60 max. So I cut about 2 kg.
Oh, that's not too bad.
1FC has a hydration test,
yeah, because you have to
right?
pass the hydration test.
So they cannot do it like...
you can't do drastic cuts.
Like Kai Xiong does it for...
Yeah, Kai Xiong, like he cuts like 10 kg, you know. Yeah.
So they cannot do that because they have a hydration test where they test your...
Yeah, so you have to pee into this cup. So they have this, I don't know what it's called, this device to test like how hydrated your pee is.
The ratio probably.
Yeah, and you have to do it so you have to wait for 2 days. So I mean, you can probably like get away if it's just 1 day.
And you take this test how long before the fight?
So let's say the fight's on Friday, right? So I have to weigh in and pass hydration on Wednesday and Thursday.
Oh,
so it's a 2 days weigh-in. So you fail either one, you didn't make weight. You have to pass the test and make weight to be considered as making the weight.
Actually, this is something that other fight promotions that they are big enough should adopt also, right? You don't want to be killing your fighters, cutting 10, 15 kg. Some fighters out there, they cut, like Paulo Costa probably cuts more than 10 kg.
They get big, man.
Yeah, and then you see Khabib on the scale the previous time, he was quite wobbly.
He almost couldn't stand up.
Weak, right?
He needed help to get up on the scale already. It's not good lah.
Yeah.
So because they had a case of someone.
Yeah, I think a couple years ago, there's this China guy. So he was just doing this crazy drastic cut, and I think he passed away in the sauna, if I'm not wrong. It was just
brutal.
Talk about crazy. Who was it in one of the gyms where they did the upside down handstand to cut weight?
Oh, yeah, it was like Juggernaut. Who's that guy?
Who,
He did a,
Joe Ray.
Yeah, Joe Ray.
Joe Ray.
he did a handstand to cut
If
weight.
you
Yeah.
cannot make weight hang upside down, like do a
Yeah.
handstand.
Why? How does
I
that?
have
It's
no
not-
idea how it
it's
works.
their
Some
magic,
bro
and then
science.
They were cut,
I
their
think
weight
if it's
was-
just a few hundred grams, probably work. Yeah.
And you shaving ball probably saves you a couple of
A
pounds
few
also.
hundred grams.
But what's the thought process? Why do you want to go and shave your head botai in the first place?
Yeah, I always wanted to do that also. Like, so during CB, I did like contemplate about, just shaving my hair. But I just kind of worried how I'll look. Like, I don't want to look weird.
You could quite a full head of hair, right?
Yeah,
it was like
yeah.
up to like.
yeah. super
here,
long
right?
hair, yeah.
I thought this is a picture of you.
Dude, this is your skull, bro. Okay,
Quite,
She
yeah.
has a nice shape.
I thought this is a picture of Tiff. Yeah,
Yeah.
this might be her skull. But
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm so thankful after I shaved. I was like, please have a round head. Please have a round head.
I mean, we've been there,
Yeah.
we both shaved,
Yeah,
so
I'm
you
so
know how we
happy.
feel.
and also it
Yeah.
saves you a lot of time during training. Like you don't have to
Yeah,
tie
it's
it.
awesome, man, during training, because especially for grappling, when you, with girls, you have long hair in between rounds, you have to tie up your hair. Or like when you do jiu-jitsu, your hair get caught in like some submissions. It's like, yeah, it changes the game. It breaks the momentum every time you stop, to like fix your hair. Or like even when you spar, your hair comes in front and like it messes your vision and yeah.
I think I have this question for most of the MMA fighters in Singapore. It's like, what do you guys do for money? Because it's not at the level of the UFC yet,
Yeah,
unless you're one of
definitely.
the marquee names. And so I don't think most of the fighters can just train full time.
Yeah, actually none of the fighters I know based in Singapore trains full time. Not even me. You need to have have a side job, a side gig to be able to sustain. So you're kind of like working full time and training as much as you can. Yeah. So for me, I teach like martial arts. I teach yoga. Yeah, so I freelance a lot, like different gyms, and I do personal training because that gives me the freedom to plan my training schedule. Yeah, but with a full time job, it's just hard. If you work 9 to 6, it's like
It's impossible.
it's impossible. Yeah,
I guess it's along, like, all your other side gigs are along the line of what you like as well.
yeah. So it's
I
like,
attended one of her yoga class during CB.
oh yeah, the online Zoom yoga
Yeah,
classes.
so she did an online Zoom yoga class. Then me, Xiong, then Shermaine. did that.
Sherman's damn flexible, man. I was like, dang, Sherman just chilling over there, like it's
Girls-
nothing.
Girls, right, I think are awesome. Like they are so much better at doing yoga than guys.
Yeah,
Like,
I guess.
I tried doing
guess 'cause-
yoga over the circuit breaker period, right? And then there's this pose called what's it called? Soldier
The
2?
warrior.
Warrior soldiers, yeah.
Soldier, bro. Botak soldier. Warrior. And then this pose, right, the girl in the video, she just stand there for 5 minutes.
Right?
It looks
easy,
It's
but
not.
until you do it,
Yeah,
it's
because
like,
all my weight was
you
on
have
my
to
lead
balance.
foot. I think guys have all our weight on the lead foot, and then we put no weight at the back, right? So my front leg was dying.
like
eh.
trying to find your balance.
I can't do yoga for shit.
Warrior 2.
Yeah, and I guess because guys in general, like, you all lift more. So your
Bulky,
muscles,
maybe.
yeah. So it's like more tight in that sense. Like, you all work out more.
I think yoga is something that I want to try to get down when I'm 40 or 45.
You should do it now. And then
Yeah, you should
it
do
will
it now.
benefit you when
No,
you're
because
40
at this
or-
age, right, I still think I have a little bit of ability to push my explosiveness to another level. Whereas I'm 45, right, I honestly just want to maintain and try to find inner peace.
Yeah, but yoga is good for recovery also, though.
Mm.
Yeah, like after a hard workout, it's nice to do some yoga.
For some people, yoga is the workout, and for
Yeah, that's
It
true.
is, but you can, like, so now, like, after every weightlifting, I'll put like 5 minutes aside to just
Stretching,
stretch,
right? You
yeah.
feel the difference, right?
I'll
Yeah.
feel the difference.
Yeah.
I just
For sure.
stretch.
Yoga is something that I really need to work on. If I really wanted to, I have to double down on it
I have
hard.
to focus, because it's really about focusing.
Yeah.
I was doing the video, right, and the video is like an hour long. The first 20 minutes, right, I was sweating, my whole towel was wet, right?
Dang.
Then the guy started, okay, we are done with the warm up.
Yeah. Yeah,
Now
it happened
back to
me
the
also.
real thing. I was like, what the
You
fuck?
should try hot yoga.
Oh, that's what my friends do also.
Shermaine likes it.
Yeah.
They say it's good, right?
And I feel like it warms up your muscle faster. Like, you have more range, I feel, with hot yoga.
We do yoga in the sauna or not?
Yeah, I tried that time. Like,
I
yeah,
think-
it's actually quite...
It's quite similar to.
It is, but not as hot.
Yeah, you gotta crank it down, lah. If not, you might
Yeah.
really be that
Yeah.
China guy that passes away in the sauna.
Rest in peace, bro.
Rest in peace. And the heat that we are doing in the sauna, no way we can do yoga. I can barely sit upright and think straight at the heat at the temperature that we are doing it at, right? But I think hopefully next time more HDBs got sauna.
Huh? Bro, it's a bit hard.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
No, now they have that capsule, right? You were saying I saw it that day.
portable one, is it?
No, you can install a sauna in your HDB
Yeah,
flat.
so it's
Yeah.
like it looks like a shower cubicle. So I think you can place it in a corner. So basically, what you do, just sit inside.
Yeah, but there's not much room. You can just sit and do
It's
this.
just a one person.
If you swing your arms to the left and right, you touch
Okay,
the
so
two
it's
ends of
like
the
a very
sauna already.
small.
It's
It's
a
like
corner,
a shower cubicle.
Shower
kinda.
cubicle.
Yeah,
It's interesting.
interesting, but I don't think it's cheap.
It's about 6 grand.
Wow.
And it's expensive to heat up
Oh,
all the
yeah.
stones. It takes out a lot of electricity. Alright.
True.
Anyway, we can't do today's show, right? Tiff, I don't know whether you talk about politics, but we can't do today's show without saying
yeah.
that right
Trump,
we
Biden.
are still waiting for the
Yeah,
for
I
the
thought it
elections.
was out already. I thought like Biden won.
There's a fake picture going around.
I know Trump just announced that he won like last night. I'm like,
Actually, it's an
I was so
awesome
confused
tactic.
yesterday.
He's playing 3D chess, bro. Like, I think he knows because let me explain it to people that are listening or watching the election and don't understand why Trump is trying to stop it.
Get the manual.
Okay, so at the start, right, when they count all the votes, right, they counted all the ones that people physically go down to vote. And and now they're counting all the ones that are mailed in. So the mailed in voters, right, are usually against Trump. Because Trump, before the election, told all his voters that voting by mail, right, is a bad thing. So all his voters went down to the booth to vote. That's why early numbers showed that Trump was leading. And then now as they count the votes by mail, now Biden is catching up. So actually it was like a freaking good move for him to come out and say, when he was in the lead, to come out and say, oh, you all should stop counting already.
Just
Don't-
shut it down.
Yeah, just shut it down. Don't count the mail-in ballots, because he knows, I think if they count in the mail-in ballots, right, he might have a chance to lose, which is happening right now, right? But actually, he's a master. If you think
I
like
don't think he's stupid.
yeah,
Really.
he has, dude, he's 2 or 3 steps ahead of everybody. Yeah, for sure. If not, he looks like an idiot, right? I think that's the way he portrays himself, but
Yeah, he just say some stupid stuff that
Yeah,
makes
but
you like go, what
if
the
he's
fuck?
not that
Yeah.
eccentric, crazy person,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
he
yeah.
won't have that empire behind him.
yeah. Also, I think like, I think everybody feels it, especially if you are in WhatsApp groups or have hang out with people that like to talk about politics, right? I think in the end, I don't get why people want to talk about politics and then in the end have their friendships broken up and then they
That one a bit extreme, lah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean you can have different. Oh,
See, you kicked it, bro, not me. Yeah.
yeah. I think you can have like different point of views, but doesn't mean that you can't be
Yeah.
friends because you have differing.
Yeah, but people
points.
get very
Yeah.
heated up over small stuff.
Like chill, man. Yeah.
I think it's because most of the time when people have a discussion about politics, right, they're not trying to have a discussion. They're just trying to take their ideals, right,
and then force it on you.
force it onto you.
Impose
then,
it on you.
Yeah, and if
Yeah.
you don't take it, then they say, what the fuck are you talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, yeah.
Like, you're illogical, I don't talk to you already.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's, okay,
It's like
I
my
don't-
way or
It's my way or the
yeah.
highway.
Like he was telling us about communicating. Like he told us that you don't notice that every time when we speak, like let's say you talk about something, then when I want to prove my point, I say, but then, yeah. So you use that. We're saying what? But
We say, yeah, but a lot.
So kind of like disregarding like
Yeah.
whatever the person has just said.
yeah, exactly.
Like before you even hear a person what has to say, right, you're really thinking of what you're gonna say. So in the end, the two conversations do not link up. Because you just go like,
true.
yeah, but then after that, but actually
Because
both of you are
you-
talking about the same thing.
Yeah, you already have this like predisposed idea that this is right.
Yeah.
You're not open to like new ideas, new suggestions.
Yeah, I don't want to
pretty
shit
much.
on the boomer generation lah, but there's a lot of them.
Okay, boomer.
Right, I was telling Tiff, my friend just got fined by LTA.
Oh yeah, that's like
Yeah,
sway,
because-
yeah.
Someone apparently, so she was fined for signaling, changing lane without signaling. So someone actually took out, instead of the traffic police catching her, someone actually
Someone
took out
took a
their
video.
car cam and then meant to send it to LTA to report
Snitched on her.
Yeah,
The-
snitch, bro,
The
fucking
effort,
snitch.
man. The
Snitches
effort
get
to do that.
stitches, bro. Snitches get
bad,
stitches.
man.
Like, why would you do that? How does that
You
even
take
benefit
time out
you?
of the day to make someone else. I mean, I don't know how she was driving, but
Yeah, I mean, if it's a hit and run, I'll do. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
it's
like,
just,
just a change of lane.
The person had to literally export the file from
Yeah, it's a lot
the
of effort.
camera, which I think nowadays
Yeah.
you can do it through the phone. And then after that, go to the LTA website, compress the file to the part where it was the person notes, and then send it to. Oh,
That's
that's.
still like a good, 15, 20 minutes of your life spent on like a
just to
stranger
with
just to
someone
like
else.
snitch.
Alright, bro. I hope that person that snitched on her gets stitches.
negative karma points, bro.
Yeah. You want someone?
I mean,
You're not drinking whiskey,
later,
right?
later. Yeah. Now I'm curious about you were like when I was talking to you about the Goggins challenge, you were comparing it to Spain.
Oh yeah, I did a hike in Spain. That was like my graduation trip.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was studying in Buffalo, New York. Yeah, so I skipped my graduation ceremony to do that trip.
Fuck that. you don't
Yeah,
need
I
that.
was like,
Sounds like a good trade-off.
yeah, right. I'm like, I'm not gonna go there and sit and listen to them talk about all this bullshit. Yeah, I'd rather like be, on an adventure. Yeah. So there's this hike. It's called the Camino de Santiago. So it's actually a pilgrimage.
Okay.
So it's like, I think like a lot of Christians and Catholics, they do
This
it
is in Spain.
in Spain. Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of people, they do it as like, a religious belief, and there are also some people who sees it as a challenge. So how it's like is back in the day, they believed that there's this point where it's called the end of the world, and I kind of get it when I reach there, because it's like when you reach there, it's like it's a sea and it just looks so endless. There's like no end to it. Yeah, so I did that. So basically, I walked like 20-30 km every day for 1 month.
100
Yeah.
all these numbers and distances
Yeah.
Steve has covered.
And I had this backpack with me, and I think it was at least like 12 to 15 kg.
20
Yeah.
km a day with
Yeah.
10 kg. Hey, NSF.
Hey, y'all complain
Yeah.
what? How long is
Road
it?
march.
24 km, we must all complain. This lady walked 20-30 km for 30 days.
Yeah, it's
30
crazy,
days.
man. So I've met so many people during that journey, and you see like grandpas, grandmas, like in their 60s, 70s, they are just freaking hiking the same amount. I mean, we at a
How is the
slower.
elevation?
So there's like ups and downs. Sometimes you have mountains, and you pass by like villages, you pass by cities.
I don't know if
Yeah.
I could ever do
So
that
it was
though.
a
Yeah.
whole...
Yeah, it's pretty much from one end of Spain to another end. Yeah. So actually, the starting point, I didn't start at the starting point. The starting point was closer to the border of France. So you have to cross the border to get to Spain, and then I started right in Spain. Yeah, so I went to they call it the end of the world.
So
yeah.
in between days, you camp by yourself, or
So, cause it's quite a common like a pilgrimage, so they have like, I'll call it like backpacker hostel. So every village, every like stopping point, there's like a place, a hostel for you to stay, meant for those who are doing this hike.
but there are some people that can't make 20-30 km in a day, right? So you start in the
Yeah.
dark.
So it's really like your own journey. There are people who take longer to complete. Cause for me, I was like, nah, I don't want to like spend 2 months walking. Like, so in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I want to complete this within a month. So at
You're
average,
given the route now.
yeah, the route is, it's they call it the way. You can Google it. It's called Camino de Santiago, the way. So you'll see this logo. So you just follow the logo. Yeah, it's actually quite cool.
You
Yeah,
know that way.
yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it's
and
not about. Honestly, I don't think about
You know that way.
You know that way.
Yeah, and I met a lot of interesting people during
sure.
this journey.
I'm
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Only you have to be on the edge of a little bit crazy to go on this type of pilgrimage. Like
Yeah,
legit,
that's true. Yeah.
legit.
Yeah, so I actually met this grandpa. So I met him at the start of the journey. So halfway through the journey, there was people told me that he passed away in his sleep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that was kind of like his bucket list. He just wanted to do it. So it's like we really meet people from all walks of life.
I don't even really feel like sad that he passed away on the thing. I think if he could
You know,
choose a
he-
way, he would have.
Yeah, it's like he lived. He did it. He
Yeah,
did
he
whatever
lived-
he
he
wanted.
lived.
Yeah.
Not like us dying in a hospital. Like, dude,
Yeah,
if I want to die, I die on a hike.
Yeah.
Looking at Mother Nature. Ooh, sounds fun.
Yeah, and I met this other guy also like in his 70s. He was like limping and like could barely walk actually. So I was talking to him. He told me he had like hip replacement surgery, blah blah blah. Then I'm like, hey, why are you doing this hike? Then he was like, I didn't do the surgery so that I can stay at home and not do anything. I was like, yeah, that's true.
Makes
I guess.
sense.
Yeah.
Really makes
No
sense.
excuses,
Yeah.
people. No fucking
Yeah.
excuses.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
put up the pictures of it now. So it's just a view of sea that is endless.
Yeah, it's just endless. So I guess back in the day, I can understand why they think that it's the end of the world.
Probably
Yeah.
fits into like the flat Earth theory they have.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't go there, bro.
And let's not
So
go down
is
that
it
rabbit
really
hole.
flat?
Let's not go down that rabbit hole. The flat Earth theory. But
Okay.
I realized actually, Tiff really embarks on a lot of crazy
Journey.
Yeah,
Very
actually,
different from
endurance
Yeah,
challenges.
I'm just a bit crazy, to be honest.
That's good. Like it's always good to be a bit crazy.
It takes a little bit of crazy to want to step
Yeah.
into an octagon and have somebody
True.
trying to kill you and you trying to kill
Yeah.
them. What? It really does. But then again, you meet like fighters are actually the nicest people out there. Like they could kill you, but they're the nicest people out there.
we wouldn't even think that they are fighters.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In fact, most of the fighters on top are the nicest people.
True.
Like GSP. GSP.
Oh,
do
yeah.
you manage to... Because GSP was in the same hotel
Yeah,
as you all,
no,
right?
I didn't get to see him. Yeah.
But then what was he doing here? Filming,
Yeah, I think it's for The Apprentice, so this show under One Championship. Yeah. So he's one of the guests. Yeah.
So I think they're making the show right now. Like, if
Yeah,
not,
I
why would he
think
be
so.
here?
Yeah.
They should have let him meet the fighters. Like, what the fuck?
Right?
It would be so inspirational for...
Yeah.
Huh.
But I guess it's the whole quarantine thing.
Ah.
Yeah. So it's hard to like, you're not supposed, they're trying to like minimize the contact as much as possible.
But even after
Yeah.
the fight, I mean, it will have a very big impact on the fighters. Like, for me, I'm anti 1FC because I feel like they treat the fighters like shit. So you don't have to say anything. Say for like I personally feel they treat the fighters like shit. Like if you look at, and we said this the other day on the podcast, like if you look at one UFC, right, all the fighters feel they have a direct channel to Dana White. Like they don't ever say, oh yeah, the UFC says this or the UFC says that. They all says, yeah, I'm gonna talk to Dana, right? And Dana is like the touch point that every fighter goes to, no matter how big or small. They talk shit to Dana, and Dana, that's the brilliance about Dana. He can balance all of their wants.
Yeah, that's a huge roster, man. The
Yeah.
fighters.
They have a huge roster, and yet
Yeah.
every fighter comes out and say, yeah, I'm gonna talk to Dana. Right, talk to Dana about this. And then Dana kind of seems everything at his fingertips, whereas I feel like maybe it's a language barrier in one NFC, or maybe Chadri just has too much shit to do. But it'd be better if there's one central point where all the fighters can just feel like, there's a human connection there. This is not just a business, you know what I mean? Like there's a human connection there. I think that will also help in terms of building the story, right? Like for you, if they wanted to sell the fight between you and Xiong, they would have painted a better picture of you. Right? They didn't even talk shit about your
I was
story.
so upset, like your previous fight, they couldn't market it properly, and then
The Xiong one or the Ayaka one?
Ayaka one. So like the comparing their announcers when you're walking out, when they came to you, they didn't they feel like they didn't bother.
Nice.
They were like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, and the thing is, it benefits them if they paint a better story also. That's what I'm saying.
True. Like they
Right.
get to see a different side of the
Yeah, Singaporeans love the UFC. If you just, well, maybe because I live in my own silo, but once a UFC event comes on, I go through my Insta stories and everybody, even people that don't even watch sports, right, they all want to watch the UFC, and they are all watching UFC, but because they understand the story behind a fight, or they resonate with the fighter, like, why don't you want to build that connection between a fighter in 1FC and the
And
local
she's
population?
our Singapore girl.
Yeah,
Right?
come on, man. I really don't get it. But okay, moving on to stuff that we can actually understand.
triggered.
Sorry.
See the fumes.
Yeah, don't worry, I'll keep on speaking out for you guys. A 25-year-old kid will continue speaking out for you guys. Right? Oh yeah, that day you won the Fucker Fast the More Better podcast, right?
Oh yeah.
Wow,
That was
me and
before
Kyle
the
have been
fight.
trying to get him onto a podcast, but the fella do not want to respond. Fucker Fast, if you are watching this, we want to speak to you. We want to 2v1 you. Come on to our show.
He rolls also, right?
Yeah, he rose. Yeah,
Yeah, so-
I used to train with him also. Yeah, sometimes to train with him. Yeah.
After I was telling Kaishong after watching your fight, I was like, I feel like going back and rolling
You
again.
should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he always asked me to versus
you
Dom. He said the two G men can
Yeah,
fight
that'll
each
be an
other.
interesting match.
gorillas.
But you got high advantage.
Oh, Dom is small?
I got hair
He's
advantage.
not small, but he's short.
Actually, if you wrestle and you're short, it might be an advantage, right? Because you have...
Yes and no,
Yeah.
because
I would
he's
imagine.
a wrestler.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
He's a big guy.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and because wrestling is like, if he's taller, he has to level change more. So Dom already is like, he's short, he don't have to level change so
he can
much.
just go for my-
Yeah.
I want to go back and strike, man. I'm just waiting for...
More.
because Major's gyms hasn't opened yet, right?
I
Like,
think in November should be.
You got a
Singapore
location
top
already?
team. He's still undecided. He's looking at a few different places. Yeah, but most probably in town. Yeah.
yeah, that's where all the gyms are. Has to be.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Yeah.
That's where the money makers are at.
Yeah, like when I used to train, I really enjoyed
Yeah, I remember.
jiu-jitsu more than...
And you like
I enjoy
jiu-jitsu, huh?
jiu-jitsu more than
Who
the
was
striking.
you started at Juggernaut, right?
Yeah, so Juggernaut.
We all started
then
at Juggernaut.
Oh, you were at Juggernaut.
He was striking at Juggernaut.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
I
me,
didn't know
another guy called Thaddeus,
Yeah.
Ming Yao, and
When I was still a fat
Xiong.
girl.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember you vaguely, like some classes she would be with
Being
us.
all aggro and shit. Kicking
I
my
don't
bags.
I was too busy trying to survive.
It was a long time ago. That was the boat key
Yeah.
Juggernaut.
I was a boat
Oh,
also,
that's
bro. I
like,
looked like a boat.
that's like the OG, man.
That's how many years ago?
Yeah.
That was like 6-7 years ago at least.
Yeah, back in that's like the first gym, the first location.
Was that the first time you were doing MMA also, or do you do?
So
it
back
also?
then I started with boxing. Yeah, so it's also quite interesting how I started.
But you started off with Juggernaut also lah.
I started off with Banat Muay. It's a Muay Thai. I started off with Muay Thai. Yeah, but the gym is no longer around. And then after that, it was taken over by Vanda Boxing, which also closed down recently. Yeah, then after that, I went to US to study. And when I came back, I was like, yeah, I want to fight. So, but it was more like, it wasn't like I want to fight as a professional fighter. It was like, I want to fight and take it off my bucket list. Yeah.
Okay.
So when I first came back to Singapore, Arvin, he had this Facebook post. He was like looking for a female fighter. I was like, perfect. And I just showed up to Juggernaut. I was like, yo, Arvin, I want to fight. Yeah, that was the first thing I told him. Yeah, and then he was like, yeah, start training first and, let's see how you fare in the training. Yeah, so after about, I think 2 months, I had my first Muay Thai fight, which I lost. And in retrospect, I feel like it was a blessing in disguise. Because I felt like if I won that fight, I'll be like, yeah, bucket list check, move on to the next thing. Yeah, so after that loss, Arvin and other fighters, they told me, you should work more of your hands. So that's how I started boxing. So I continued training for about a year in boxing, but it was hard for me to get fights because back then I was walking around like mid-60s and the goals were just like way smaller and I struggled to make under 60 back then. Yeah, and then I managed to have like maybe 3 or 4 boxing fights, and then while I was doing boxing, I was also doing like a bit of MMA and a bit of jiu-jitsu, but I hated jiu-jitsu.
How old were you back then? Really?
I hated jiu-jitsu.
But you're the grappler now.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
I hate jiu-jitsu too. Why?
Yeah.
I hate having somebody's body rub against mine.
No, for me, I just feel like it's a very steep learning curve. Yeah, and especially as a striker, I came into jiu-jitsu, I'm like, what do you mean I have to submit this person on mount? I can just punch the shit out of the face.
Yeah, but then when you reached higher levels, you go like, oh shit, this doesn't work anymore. I need more tools.
Yeah. I feel like jiu-jitsu is kind of like figuring out the world map. It's like you discover this continent and then it's like, oh shit, there are other things. And you put the whole picture together. Yeah.
That's what MMA is, right?
Yeah. It's like just figuring like different parts of it out and just putting it together into like a
jiu-jitsu is also not just a world map. Like when you go to a place, you discover it, right? You have to keep on going back to rediscover it. If not, you might forget that you actually been to that place before.
Yeah, it's true.
Drilling,
right?
Drilling.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of it.
Because there's so many things to do in jiu-jitsu, right?
And it's like you think you know, but there's always something that you don't know. There's always something else that you can work on.
Even if you're the highest degree black belt, right? Doesn't mean you know everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's always evolving. Man,
it's always evolving.
Like leg locks, everything is just coming up. Yeah.
And you can see that actually, like in the UFC now, there used to be like maybe one supreme fighter in terms of physical and mental strength. Now they're like 10 Mighty Mouses of 10 Mighty Mouses potential. Like, they have the potential.
Yeah, the level is just different.
Yeah.
Always like improving.
Yeah.
Increasing.
It used to just be one dude, like one GSP. Now there are like tons of dudes all coming up that could be GSP if they were like back 20 years ago, but now they're all just vying.
The level is just different.
It's on the higher, and actually it's good for the sport.
It's growing.
Yeah. If not, you were to see, if you had one guy just dominate everybody, right? Nobody wants to watch it already. Like, there's nothing to watch. There's no storyline to build. This guy is just going to chuck everybody, right?
Yeah.
If you have people keep losing, winning,
It's like Ronda Rousey. Kind of.
She's an OG though.
Yeah, she's an OG. Yeah. But after a while, it's like, you kind of know her game.
She really paved the way for women fighters
for sure
though.
she did. Yeah.
She's the first woman fighter that you go like, is she the number 1 pound for pound? Like, you legit took a step back and it's just like, shit. It's like she and John Jones, 1 and 2. And then came Nunes. Nunes just hit it out of the park.
Yeah, Nunes is a beast, man. Fuck. Yeah.
And it's not like, she's not scary. Like, if you look at Cyborg, shit.
Yeah, it's like you think
scary.
that, Nunes had no chance, right? And then,
What the fuck?
Yeah,
What,
like,
see what she did to Cyborg.
Yeah.
it's like
She
Cyborg
shows
got
you-
Cyborg.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
She showed you
Yeah,
that there
she's
are
so
levels to
technical.
this.
Yeah.
Levels to, it's exactly like the fight Khabib just had. There are levels to this.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he just chooses the way he wants to finish the fight.
And you reach a level that nobody reached before.
Yeah.
So when he brings you to that level, everybody goes like, oh shit.
Yeah,
okay.
and the mental toughness of Khabib is just insane.
He made Geji look
Yeah,
like
right? It's like
very-
he's so
very-
tough.
yeah,
Like he just didn't
amateur.
respect his kicks or his punches. He was like, what's up? I'm gonna take this and take you down, man.
Yeah.
And then he said, I took pity on him because his parents were there.
Yeah, he
I
didn't want to break.
his arm.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? So
And
he triangle
his leg was injured going into the fight. Yeah.
He had one of his training partners couldn't fight cause of corona or some shit, I think. Yeah, so because I was watching, he's huge on YouTube. Like his vlogs are like followed by millions of people.
Khabib?
Yeah, Khabib's vlogs. So I watched like a couple of episodes build up to the fight, and then I realized that his training partner couldn't fight. Either he had the coronavirus. I don't think he had the coronavirus. I think his training partner's opponent had the Rona. So after that, the fight got cancelled. Then Khabib was like, "What? I have to win for his whole team lah, basically, because his whole team was training together for the event." But yeah, and John Jones, right, just has to understand that this is just a moment in time, bro.
Yeah, he just keeps shitting on that.
Yeah, when he goes up, takes the heavyweight belt, the whole world will love him.
Yeah, right.
This is just a moment in time.
Just butthurt.
win the heavyweight and you are back to number one, bro. Easy.
Yeah.
Like just like
Adesanya?
nah, easy.
Who you got?
The problem is
Right? Yeah. Jones too.
the problem
I
is
love Easy, but
Easy
yeah,
hasn't
Jones
done
is
it for
just
long
a
enough.
different- Yeah, the experience.
Yeah, he hasn't done it for
It's
long
like
enough.
levels to it.
And there are not enough opponents to help Easy build to that because he has cleared out the division already.
Yeah, he's gonna fight. Yeah, what's his name? The light heavyweight champ.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but I can't
Yeah.
remember.
Oh,
his
I
name.
know.
Djokovic? No.
That guy that was the underdog for that
The-
fight.
Yeah, the Polish guy,
the
right?
Polish
Yeah, he was the underdog for that fight.
So Easy, long story short, Jones go out heavyweight, clear the heavyweight, come down, beat Easy at light heavyweight, then he's the GOAT.
If he,
I don't like how you have that too planned out, bro. I want it to be like, we don't really know who's gonna win.
Jones is gonna win.
Because you're a Jones supporter.
No, Jones is the GOAT.
I agree too. I agree Jones is the GOAT, but come on, he has to do it first.
Yeah, Jones. Yeah, I don't see how he's gonna lose. To be honest.
GOAT.
Yeah.
You never know,
got
man. He
Jones.
might go up and never come down.
He
If
will
you put all that muscle on your legs, right, it's very hard to take it off. For reals. Wait. For reals, right? If you put all that weight on your legs, how are you going to take it off? You have to take it off somewhere.
On Easy's face.
Unless Easy goes all the way up, which will never happen. Right? Interesting. But yeah, they wanted Cannonier to win lah, so that they had somebody to throw at Easy. But I think once Cannonier lost that day against shit, name slips me.
Robert Whittaker.
Oh, Robert Whittaker. No, I'm not going to give Whittaker the fight. So Easy's just going to vacate the belt, or he's going to try to be a 2-division champ.
We'll see.
Guess that's always the goal, right? 2-division champ.
Now it's the champ era.
Yeah, the champ.
Yes, that's one of the arguments against Khabib being a GOAT as well. He only did one division.
In the champ era.
Now you got to try to go triple champ.
Yeah.
I think we are 45 minutes in. Let's see if there's anything else. If not, I think this has been an awesome podcast.
Kashong wanted to tell me. I want me
Oh,
to
I
tell you.
know.
Wait, what?
He wanted you to ask me how much I eat, right, or some shit.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I wanted to tell you that Nigel room actually got 5 birds.
Why?
There's an irrational fear of birds.
It's not irrational. They're fucking scary, bro.
Like any birds?
Yeah, like birds, like you just find one random bird, she will run. Dude.
What? But what's it about birds that scare you so much?
I don't know. They are just scary.
So if you're running and you see a bird, you run faster.
No, I try not to be near them.
Fucking scared of birds, dude.
Oh, that's insane.
I'll probably U-turn.
And then yes, okay, how much she eats. I've seen she's came over to my place, hang out at Kaishong, you know.
Yeah, I don't eat that much.
Lies. Dude, they go liquors. She and my brother.
I heard.
3 pints.
Yeah, Kaishong had like 2.5.
No lies. Lies. Kaishong had 1 pint, bro. She had the rest.
I wonder what happens when you
That was
guys put a
hilarious.
stop to the output.
He tapped out, yeah. He was like dying.
I got
He looked so miserable on like the second pint.
I always thought I ate a lot. I always thought I ate a lot. But until I met them. Until I met them.
No, but it's justified because they have so much output. Like, how much do you have to eat so that you could run two full marathons in 2 days?
Yeah, the thing is I didn't eat much because it's like the food can't really digest in time. You can't have like a full meal because it's just 4 hours. So I had like small meals. Yeah.
I really enjoy looking at your fresher meals. Yeah.
Actually it's quite good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see
It's like healthy
them as
food, but it tastes really good.
I need to eat all those.
Fresher,
Yeah.
is
It's
your
like
sponsor,
a
is
meal
it?
prep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's a meal prep company.
What kind of food do they, like, what's the
They
example
have
of
a
something?
variety, so they have like keto diets, they have like high protein meals, have high carb meals, or like just the protein. So they have like beef, fish, chicken. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
always
deliver
make
that
sure.
to
And
you
it's-
lah.
Yeah, delivered to
And
you.
it's marinated. And
Yeah, it's all
stuff.
marinated.
Damn good.
Yeah. And you just have to it's already cooked. You just have to throw in the microwave. Yeah.
So then you can keep it for a certain period of
You
time.
did
lah.
it, you
Yeah.
just freeze it. So like I've tried the meal prep myself, always fails.
It's troublesome, right?
Yeah,
and
you have to cook,
Just
then you
keeping it is like it's not as fresh.
Yeah, so you have like if you want a meal prep, right, you need one shot cook a lot of the same thing, and then you don't want to keep eating the same thing. Like if you want like
Yeah. It's
It's
like
like,
you have to eat like chicken breast for 1 week. The same flavor.
I got so sick of chicken breast that I wanted to blend it
Yeah.
one day. I just
And
like,
do what with it?
blend
You
it.
drink
Just
the
drink
chicken
easy. I
breast.
don't need to chew. You know how tedious is it to chew?
Yeah,
That's
it
true,
is,
that's true.
But that's fucking nasty.
I would much rather not eat chicken,
How
right? And then
does-
just eat like 10
Oh
eggs.
wait, I tried before. You know, there's this protein shake. They blend the chicken breast.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think Kai Xiong told me before.
Yeah.
Nasty shit.
They have like citrus chicken breast flavor. I'm
So
not
wait,
kidding.
what do you blend the chicken?
Chicken extract or chicken.
No, it's chicken breast. They fucking.
I
like-
think I tried it. I think you
Yeah,
gave
yeah.
to Xiong once. Eh?
Yeah, I think so.
How did it taste?
I only took a sip. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Nope.
I'd rather eat the chicken breast.
Sounds nasty. I think
Yeah.
probably why we have never heard of it. Didn't take
Yeah.
off.
I guess bodybuilders would take it. You know, like it's easier.
Nope.
I've tried
No.
it. It's just
Nah.
like,
I don't think so. We ain't there yet. We're not that dedicated. I still like my
I
mee
rather
pok.
take it slow because I'm not competing or anything right now.
True,
Yeah, take my time.
We just want to look decent, feel good. I think that's the motto. We want to look decent, feel good.
No, I want to look good, feel good, bro.
I mean, yeah, but it's hard to look good, bro. It really takes a lot of discipline.
Look good, eat all the food.
Okay,
That's the goal. That's the
What is it?
ultimate. Look good and eat all the
while
food.
eating all the food.
Yeah. No, feel good to me now damn important. Like for me, feeling good is probably the more important than looking good right now. Cause if I wake up and I feel like shit, right, like I can't get shit done in the day.
Yeah, but looking good like builds confidence. Like I mean, for me lah, you know.
For most people, I would think.
You
But they come
you've
together
seen
lah
me
usually.
Way back, right? Have you seen me way back?
I remember. Did Kai Xiong tell you the story?
The look one, right?
Yeah.
You ever hear Kai Xiong's story about?
I heard it once before you told me.
I love
Is
it.
that Kai Xiong's brother? Dude, he's fat. Bro, I
And he was just over there, like.
no, I
you
was
know.
dying already.
Yeah.
That was
Hitting
the
the bags.
second
Yeah.
time I went back to Juggernaut,
Oh,
right?
that was hilarious.
I was so fucking
Luke
unfit,
just
right?
calling him out.
Yeah, so I was so unfit, right? After that, I think the first striking session, I think it was my second
I think
day
it was
back.
after your NS, is it?
No, but maybe before or during.
okay.
And so I was so unfit. After that 45-minute session, I just run to the toilet, take out my wraps, sit there.
And Juggernaut was so hot back
Yeah,
there.
then
at
just
Hong
nice
Kong.
to come in.
The second floor, you went the one with two
I went
floors.
both. Yeah, I went both.
The one with the two floors, right? The top one with on the like nighttime when it's full, right? It's insane. Eh.
So you need to go to the Hong Kong street, right?
think
I went to the Hong
Yeah.
Kong street one also.
That's worse.
That's true
It's
because
like-
they closed the thing and the
there's
air
like
can't
no
go out. Yeah,
ventilation.
the air couldn't go out.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are you trying to do this to us?
Yeah. Conditioning.
conditioning.
No, but who's gonna fight on the sun? Who is gonna fight on the sun?
You never know, man.
Yeah.
I was dying in the toilet and then just nice.
Even the toilet is like damn hot also.
You come in, bro. You okay, man?
You're so fat. He didn't say that.
But yeah, Kaishan told me about the story about Luke. I hope he's
Yeah.
okay now.
Yeah, he's feeling a lot better now, I guess.
Yeah, that's
I'm
good.
still in touch with him. He's like, I think he's planning to go back to the States to get treatment.
I
Yeah.
heard.
So hopefully it goes well. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it was so sudden, man, when it happened.
Yeah, the most important thing is I think he's okay. He can lead a normal
Yeah.
life. Yeah,
I think he's still
fighting
training
takes
a
a
bit
backstage.
here.
now.
Yeah,
man,
he's hardcore, man. He's still training.
he's still training. He's
You know
still-
the
he's
riots in Bangkok? He just fuck it. He just joined the riots. Like he just cut
went
out
to
there and go
protest.
and video. Yeah,
That's good. Means he's physically feeling good.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
He's in a good place.
Mm-hmm. It's a good place. Go do it. Exercise your right to get the king down. I don't know, but
Yeah,
yeah,
the king is out of control, man.
I don't want to comment on it. Thai's treat is a very sensitive topic, and
True,
as
true. Let's
a
not
Singaporean, I
get
don't want to
there.
say shit. Yeah, it's easier to shit on Biden and Trump because
Yeah.
I think. Like people ask, who do you support, Trump or Biden? I say I don't support any of them. Can you imagine in a day where we all want like people that are young, vibrant, right? We have two 70-plus-year-old men that are trying to run for office. What the fuck?
Joe Rogan and The Rock.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Jocko and Joe Rogan.
Oh shit.
No, okay. Jacko should be the Secretary of Defense. And Rogan be the Vice President. And then all he does, right, is invite foreign dignitaries onto his podcast. And then that's all they do. Yeah.
the
Get
Joe
Kim
Rogan
Jong-un,
experience.
then get a translator over there, right? And then you have a few Secret Service men
epic,
standing
man.
outside. Give me cupcakes! And then The Rock is the president. He just goes around shaking Vladimir Putin's hand and crushes his hand with his giant biceps.
Just flexing everywhere.
The world is saved.
You want to fight?
Do you smell it? All right. 53 minutes in. All right. I think this is a good time to put the podcast to an end for this episode.
Right.
Hopefully the video goes out.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. If not, enjoy. Oh yeah. No chill. All right. No chill.
Might make it a muscle thing. Can I make it?
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah,
No.
I have one of the
I like
top
the
as
way
a
it is.
muscle
It
thing.
fits really well.
Yeah, I cut. Yeah, I always cut my shirts also.
No, you gotta cut it like by over
Like at
here.
the side, you have to
Yeah.
cut all the way down.
Yeah, I've been cutting all my old
So you can
t-shirts for
show
you.
your
Yeah.
legs.
White leg.
Your white legs.
White leg.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for Tiff for coming down.
Thanks for
really
having
enjoyed this.
me.
All right. Let me put an end to this.
Peace. Peace. Peace.